So now we're ready to do example 2. On your handout, the first thing you're going to need to do is write down the equation for example 2. The equation is negative x plus 2y is equal to 6. Now on the equation, the directions for this example, you're going to notice that it says not to graph this by plotting points like we did in example 1, but to graph this line by using the x and the y intercepts. So let's use the information we just talked about. Remember that in an x-intercept, the y is always going to be 0. So we can take our equation and rewrite that equation, but wherever we see a y, we can replace that y by 0. Well, now that we have that then, the only variable that's left is x. So we can solve this equation for x. Let's do that. 2 times 0 is going to be 0. So we have negative x plus 0 is equal to 6. Negative x plus 0, that's negative x. And now we can either multiply or divide both sides by negative 1 to get the x alone. X then is going to be negative 6. So now that we have that then, remember that your author defines x-intercepts as points. So we have the two pieces of information. We have the x coordinate is negative 6, and we know that the y coordinate is 0. So if we put those two pieces together, the x-intercept is the point negative 6, 0. Well, negative 6, 0 is hanging out right there on the x-axis. Now, it's always a good thing to double check. Make sure that your x-intercept is on the x-axis, as it is on the board here. Well, let's try the other one then. The y-intercept. Once again, the y-intercept is the place where we're crossing through the y-axis, and x is going to be 0. So I'm going to go back to my original equation, but this time, everywhere I see an x, I'm going to write a 0. So it's going to be negative 0 plus 2y is equal to 6. Well, negative 0, that's just 0. So we have 0 plus 2y. Add 0 to a 2y, we're going to have 2y. Now, 2y equals 6, divide both sides by 2, we get that y is equal to 3. Now, once again, because your author defines intercepts as points, we're going to have to take these two pieces of information. We have an x value of 0 and a y value of 3, and we'll write them down as a point. So the y-intercept is the point 0, 3. Well, 0, 3 is hanging out on the y-axis right there. Now, once again, how many points do you really need to draw a straight line? 2. And once you have the x-intercept and the y-intercept, that is enough information. So we can go ahead and connect those points, and we have a nice straight line that goes through those two dots. And we just graphed this particular line using the intercepts. At this point, we are done with lecture 26. You're ready to go ahead and work on the worksheet 26 and then homework 26 in My Lab Math.